What's good, y'all? So we're gonna get started on this glueless closure, and I'm taking a spandex dome cap. I got this from the beauty supply store for about $2.99, and I'm using my mannequin that I got from Amazon. Excuse it, it's a mess. I usually do a lot of color, so it's a size 22, and that's perfect for my head size, but you can find out what's perfect for you. I do love to use nylon thread because it's easier and gives me a more seamless stitch. You will find people putting on their caps on like this, but I like to put it on this way because it's easier for me, and this is actually how I was taught. So it's easier for me to stitch this way. So this is a 6x6 closure, and it is pretty big, but that's okay because it gives me lots of room and lots of space to do different styles and different parting space. So I start off by stitching down the closure, and I bring the front of the lace to the front of the cap, and that's where I know I'm gonna lay it down. And I start by sticking down the middle. I didn't have a lot of T-pins for this, so I had to use what I had. And after sticking down the middle and the sides, I do put the hair up in a ponytail to get it out the way. So I start by putting my needle through the cap, through the lace, and I pull it straight through. And in the same place where I put it through the first time, I'm gonna put it through again, but this time I'm going to loop the string around the needle and pull it through. And when you're looping the needle, you want to put the loop in the direction that you are stitching. So I'm gonna put the needle through the cap, through the lace, loop it around, and pull it tight. And looping it just gives you this end result, and it makes it very flat, very seamless. So what I like to do is I like to stitch a track in the back of the cap, so when I put my hair up in a ponytail, you won't see the cap. It gives it an illusion. The same way I stitch the closure down, I do take my needle and I put it through the track, and then I put it through the cap, I loop it around, and then I pull. When you're pulling the thread, you want to make sure that you're pulling it very tight so that your track is flat. We do not want bumpy tracks. So I don't usually cut my tracks, but I do cut my tracks here because I can't continue stitching on the inside of the cap. So I flip the cap over, and now we're gonna get to work. So usually people draw white lines on the cap to give them more of a idea of where they're gonna stitch. I kind of use my eye. And what I do is I like to line up my tracks and lay them down flat so I know where I'm stitching and I have a view of what I'm doing. So how I start is I take my needle, I put it through the track, and then I'm going to take that same needle, I'm going to put it through the cap. And for this part of the cap, it has elastic, so you don't want to get the needle through the elastic. I'm going to loop my string around the direction that I am stitching, and I pull it tight, and I make sure I do an extra pull to make sure that it's extra snug. And I just continue doing that all through the cap. So now I don't cut my tracks, and here you see me flipping my tracks over, and I'm also spacing them out. You don't want to be too bulky in the back. You want to save most of that hair for the top. So I take my needle, and I'm not putting it through the track, but I'm putting it underneath the track and through the cap, and I'm going to loop my string, and I just pull it tight. So guys, comment down below if you want me to do more hair videos, more color, more pizzazz, more fun, more techniques. Let me know down below. Also, subscribe to my channel. Come join the Emmy gang. It's a little on the side. So I hope you guys kind of got the gist of how I do it. Just continue watching and you'll see the end result, how I get to the top with that closure, because you see how it's shaped different to how a 4x4 is. You have to really close in the pattern that the closure is going, as you can see here. And now that I'm all closed up, I cut my track. That's the only time that I cut my track, is when I'm closed up. And I'm going to cut the excess cap off underneath the lace, which I did. I did wash and blow dry the hair off camera, but I also did wand curls. And I'm using my heat protector by Anastasia. And these curls came out so popping, y'all. It looks so beautiful. And give me some ideas, y'all. Let me know what y'all want to see next to this hair. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Share this video with your friends. Click a like, and I'm going to check y'all in my next video. Peace.